your Cossack squat. And like you said, you were doing it pretty good. It's easy to Google. This is a very common exercise, but let's go over some of the nuances and some of the cues that I want you to pay attention to. Remember, long spine. When we're doing our Cossack squat, we don't want to have like arched back. This is anterior pelvic tilt, and too much this way is also bad. That's posterior pelvic tilt. So we're going to think about neutral, like mountain pose in yoga, right? Strong energy down to the ground, long energy up through the skull into the sky, so that all of our leg muscles are flexed up nice and strong. That's the energy we're looking for when I say long spine. Long spine from tailbone through the top of your skull. Now, when we do this, I want you to start by getting width as ankles as wide as your wrists when your arms are out straight. So wrist joints directly under your ankle joints directly under your wrist joints. Start by keeping spine long and leaning and keeping that long leg foot flat. Back foot stays flat to start. And we can work on knees, kind of like a side lunge. Okay? As long as you know like where your spacing is for your feet, you can come back to center and then step out this way. And something that I want you to pay attention to is our spine doesn't have to stay upright. Our chest doesn't have to stay upright when we do this, because that's like not really going to happen. This is more of a hip dominant movement, and we have to hinge instead of squat. And the main difference between a squat and a hinge is, do I bend more at my knee or do I bend more at my hip? Is my chest facing upright while I bend at my knee for a squat? Or does my chest more face the ground when I bend at my hips? So this is going to be more like a hip dominant movement as we step, and our belly button reaches towards our thigh to start this movement. Just right there. So you can see how my chest is bending over and facing the ground as I work on those angles. Now once you get comfortable there and you can really feel like the hamstring and glutes are fired up, then when we start to get down in there, then we can raise these toes up and externally rotate that leg to get a little bit more range of motion, which will turn it a little bit more from hip into a knee. So hip, 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 hip. Then I rotate open and my chest becomes more upright, and I get a little bit more depth here as these are aggressively flexed up towards my face. And then all the way up. Keep it flat until you can't, and then pop them up nice and strong, and I'm more upright here. Okay? Facing the ground with my chest, and then I pop those feet up as I come up. Feet are flat, chest is at the ground, I'm as deep as I can get, and I pop my toes up on purpose, and my chest faces more upright. And then I come right back. That's your Cossack squat. You don't have to start with any weight right now. Remember, this is one of your mobility exercises, not your strength exercises yet.